Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tales Does Tales, where we hear Tales of Initiative play through Tales from the Yawning Portal with an eldritch twist. I am your GM, Matt, and I am so pleased to be telling this story with our delightfully daring and frighteningly fantastic cast of players, Danny and Haley. I did the pointing right, yay. We once more find ourselves a Joe short. But this time it's for happy news. Joe is moving into their new home, and we are super excited for them to have a fantastic new space. So good luck moving. Don't stub your toe. Break a knee. All those various metaphors. Break a leg. That's the actual phrase. I don't know.
We're gonna get the worst news, and it's gonna be your fault.
It's gonna be 100% my fault. Yep, absolutely. I'm prepared. Now, as we are playing our game, make sure to give those spawner links a click down in the chat. There's a bunch of them. They're all really cool, and there's some fantastic deals, including 2 limited time sales going on for day 20. First off, there's only a few days left on the premier 50% off sale for Boom Hunters Laughter and Satisfaction, an adventure for the OSR cyberpunk hack of Mjorkborg called Cyborg. If you don't know what that is, go and check out our Sunsets Over Psy mini campaign to see just how wild it can get. Then go grab Boom Hunters so you can have some great cyberpunk times of your own. And then also, in honor of Pride Month, there is a 20% off sale for the Thirsty Sword Lesbians playbook, The Unknown. So celebrate Pride by playing the thirstiest TTRPG there is, and you have until the end of the month to cash in on that one. And speaking of Pride Month, our second annual Tales Pride Initiative charity stream event is right around the corner. So starting on Friday, June 23rd, on Friday night, we're going to be having a bunch of fantastic LGBTQ plus forward games featuring a ton of our Tales regulars, our regular cast members, but also some amazing guests from around the TTRPG space. I cannot do the acronyms today, and all of it will be benefiting a wonderful charity. Last year we raised over $1,000. And this year we want to go even bigger. So join our Discord and follow us on socials for more updates as they become available. We're going to have 3 games spread across Friday and Saturday afternoon/evening. And if that's not enough excitement, you want more, you hungering, mad, thirsty clowns? You've got channel points. Go spend them. Specifically, there are 2 challenges available. Both are only going to be around for 1 more week. So make sure to put your channel points in there. Each of them will unlock a special cutscene for one of our normal PCs. Excellent. Good job, Paladin Punk.
No!
Yes!
Who could that be?
You want it to happen. You want to know more about Winnie because you gave me the
I
gift
know.
of a character with amnesia. So you have no idea what's going to happen.
I'm scared.
I'm scared. So yes, as you put more channel points into those, you will eventually unlock the ability to get a little bit more backstory information on some of our beloved characters from the main story. And hey, eventually we'll start fleshing out some more of these Grimma's Fist characters too. That could be fun. Let's see here. I think that's it for me, other than a content warning. Do y'all have anything to share, to celebrate, to scream into the void? Anything? None? Going once, going twice.
It is first ever International A Romantic Day, so woo.
Hey, cool. To all of our Arrow people.
Happy Arrow Day, everybody.
Yay. Y'all's colors are the best. I love them.
Everybody.
So, finally, before we get started, a content warning for our game tonight, which as usual features all sorts of cosmic horror subject matter, including unreliable narrators, hallucinations, delicious body horror, all kinds of rats and their nasty things that they live in, squelch about in. So if you don't like any of that stuff, feel free to not watch, or maybe watch. Who knows? Maybe you'll like it more than you think. But also, we got tons of shows over on the YouTubes. We got a fresh episode of, I'm forgetting the actual campaign title, but we just played Vampire the Masquerade last night, DM'd by the amazing Raz.
Blood Ties?
Blood Ties, yes, you are correct. Blood Ties, our Vampire the Masquerade V20 edition, should be up on Twitch still. It'll be premiering on YouTube in just over a week, I think. So go check that out. It's a good time. We're in a spooky, sentient house that is giving us all sorts of clues via a Ouija board.
That's so cool.
Alrighty. If there's nothing else.
Magical man butt.
Magical. We must rub it 4 times. 4 times is the number. No more, no less. It shall not be rubbed 5 times. That is too many. Do not rub it 3 times unless it is to proceed immediately to a 4th rubbing of the golden booty. And then your wish will be granted. What an absurd piece of lore. I love it. And with that, I think we are ready to dive in and find out what happened last time when we told our tale. Rift and Reaper, adventurers for hire currently tasked by Grimma Bainsalt, a Duragar looking for the secrets to Deicide, are exploring the underbelly of Okawa. The town, one of the port cities and gateways to the mist-shrouded land of Kakuset, is apparently home to some extremely bizarre rat folk that are using the sewers to enable underhanded, thieves guildy activity. While they aren't sure what's afoot, the duo are definitely sure that they want to suss things out and get some revenge on the rat folk that tried to offer them up as a meal to a massive, disgusting rat king that was lurking in a secret hollow of the sewers. They followed the duo of rats through the sewers as more and more water flows in from the rains up on the surface, eventually finding their way into a subterranean maze. Parts of it blend in with the sewer system, while others look like weird castle displaced beneath the city. Passing closed doors, some with strange sounds or temperatures behind them, Rift and Reaper find themselves in a barracks. A few ratfolk are here in various states of sleep or distraction, and they are able to catch a glimpse of their 2 targets talking their way past a set of horrifying-looking rat creatures in what Reaper would make a guess is abyssal. Beyond a barred set of doors is what looks like an opulent feasting chamber. Suddenly, the sounds of richly appointed footsteps make the 2 duck behind the walls into the barracks, but not as carefully as they would have liked. When Rift looks back to the foyer, she sees an earthborn woman, tall head with dark, black eyes, dressed in a resplendent kimono of deep blues, greens, and laced with gold. She's flanked by 2 well-armed guards, one of which is holding a very large pack on its back. And she's staring over her shoulder to meet the paladin's gaze. Rift, what do you do, if anything?
Rift is going to put. Okay. Okay. Can she see the face of this person? Like, did it immediately go angry? Was there a change in, or is it just we made eye contact and she's still holding a stoic face?
Is a very stoic expression on her face. You can make an insight check if you want to try and read what her expression is, if there's an expression to read, but
I'll quickly
passing glance.
I quickly put my finger to my lips and then so a shush, and then I gesture if she wants, and I just give her no expression on my face, and then I duck back behind the wall, and I don't know if that would have been enough time to read her face as I was doing that, but that's
Give me an
all
insight
I've
check.
taken.
Yeah. I love this.
18.
18. I think I need to roll for that. You are getting this very polished. She's carrying herself like royalty. She's carrying herself like someone important that gets to decide things. And there is no indication that she is seeing you as either antagonistic or a friend. There is just sort
I wanted
of this...
to come off as a curiosity.
Yes, I would say that you do. The only thing you get, if there is anything, is this glimmer of curiosity. But it is, you can't tell if it's being fed to you because you want to see it, or if it's genuine. She sees the gesture. She sees you sort of duck back out of sight. She turns her face back forward and then walks forward and gives like a very slight bow towards the 2 guards. The sort of knighted, armored individual on her left-hand side speaks up. Do I have to? She just like shakes her head, and then he nods again. Lady Vena of North, at the request of the Shadow Empress. The two rat guards with the weird fire-licked tails kind of do a little bit of a chitter back and forth before removing the block and starting to open the doors. You see Lady Vena quickly like lean over. Her hands are clasped in front of her, sort of shielded by the sleeves of her kimono to where they're hidden from sight. She leans over and whispers a little bit to the guard that was speaking on her behalf. The Lady Vena also wanted to know that some of our entourage was delayed and that you can expect them soon. The two rats like look back and forth to each other like, and the three of them proceed into the feasting hall, which you're now getting a little bit of a longer view at. There is a calamitous crowd in there that are all like hustling and bustling and scrabbling about. There's lots of what look like both rats, giant rats, and rat folk kind of scurrying about, but there's a lot of figures in there that are catching your eye as being distinctly humanoid or humanoid passing at a minimum. They walk through the doors close and are barred once more.
Do I recognize either of the names that were said?
Give me a history check.
Can you just repeat those again to make sure I got them down right?
Lady Vena, Vena, of Noth, Noth.
Yes, nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yep. And and then I just wrote the shadow, but that's right.
Shadow Empress.
Empress.
13.
13. I'm gonna say no. You know Noth. You know that Noth is a very powerful, if post-nightfall reclusive city that is much further north. It is on the same side of the world as Kakuset, but it is much further north past the major landmarks would be Kakuset, then the Selenoid Empire, and then sort of this basically like this loose association of minor villages, towns, and city-states called Mirvandol. And Noth is the kind of de facto capital of that region, although they claim technically no political power outside of their own gates. For those of us that have been watching the A-plot, Daya is from Noth, just to connect up any proper nouns that might be flying around in your head.
Oh no, this was...
Yeah, I'll look at Rift.
We have entry to the dining room, I think.
Do we even want to risk that? I don't know anything about either of these people.
No, I am so curious though. You're so cheeky. You know exactly what to do. Political intrigue?
We can try to fake it, but I'm not sure I know enough about Noth's culture to fake it well.
That is very true. I mean, we don't have to be from Noth. We just need to be Lady Vena's envoy, you know? But if you don't think we should, then we shouldn't.
Danny really wants to go in there.
I can help. Like, I've got bits and pieces that I can still do because I have still four first level spell slots and one second level.
Okay, I know of Noth. Do I know anything about their culture whatsoever?
You would know that with a 13 history, you know that they are kind of a genuine melting pot. Like basically Noth was this kind of city that was built out of the ruins of a massive war, and it was this kind of coming together of tribes in the peace that existed afterwards. And so it is very sort of cosmopolitan, mercantile city. It's a city of trade. It is basically the gateway to Mirvandal. It is a massive focus of trade. You know that it is not talked about as openly in those terms anymore since Nightfall. And do both of y'all remember what Nightfall is? If no, that's okay.
It was like the big event thingamajiggy, but I don't remember what it was.
Yes. It was when Sienna, matron of the Shadow Dragons, tried to take over the world, ascend to godhood, and in doing so, blotted out the sun for several months. And in the aftermath of that event, the sky shattered, and that's when the broken moon hung in the sky, as well as the corpse storms began to happen. That was sort of the sundering of the sky was after Nightfall. And that would have been about 2 decades ago, roughly.
Mm-hmm. We could try and blend in and get some more information, or we can head out now and... I mean, we get information either way.
We have kind of gotten that this person, this Lady Vena, is very important.
She certainly carries herself as such.
Would I get the idea that not following through with this would piss her off and make an enemy that we don't want?
Maybe. You don't know enough about her to say. It could be just an invite refused, which is fine. Or it could be like, you didn't do what I want you to do. Yeah, you don't know.
Right.
My curiosity is piqued, but gets me into trouble a lot, so...
I don't want to make an enemy of this person if she actually is very important.
Yeah. I think we've got her curiosity too.
I think if we go in there, just bow to her and just keep our mouths shut, maybe we can get through this.
I think so. I think we just need to listen and be quiet.
I don't know. Dine casually.
Yeah. Look casual. Alright, I guess we're gonna do this. Matthew sits there with his fishing reel.
Before we go in there, I'm going to cast Bless on us both.
Okay, that does only last 1 minute.
Ah, fuck. You're right.
Okay, I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil. So I touch Reap, and you get Protection from Good and Evil. So you can disadvantage creatures of aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Maybe not pop up. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against this target. You can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. Oh, by them. Oh well. If the target is already charmed by such creature, they have advantage on any new saving throws. Damn it. I thought it was can't be charmed in general.
It's a lot of creature types, though.
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's 10 minutes.
And it's 10 minutes, too. Yeah. You'll have concentration, but it's 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you.
And I will say that's a bit of a commit to this play because it does drop your Pass Without Trace, because that's also concentration.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. I would have done that because we're going there.
Yep.
Not. Yeah.
Just double check.
Not before we made that decision, though.
Yes. All
All
right.
right.
Can I ask something real quick?
Sure.
If I use an aura How is that? Can people see that?
Is it like a spell?
Yeah.
As long as the spell description does not say like, because sometimes they say like things within this aura emit dim light or something like that. As long as there's no true visual indication of it, I'd say no. If someone had detect magic up, they would absolutely see it. If someone had true sight or something like that, they could detect some way of detecting magic, then yes, they would absolutely see it. But no, if it's an aura that does not create some sort of visual stimulus by its rules text, then no, it is invisible.
Okay. Cool. I only have one more spell slot. I will keep that in my back pocket. But
I will say I think
know.
most of them are minute, but cool.
It is. Good to know. Thank you.
Yep, you are welcome. So what are y'all doing?
Going to walk forward, copying the way that the guards were walking with her before, as much as possible, and making it to the front door.
Okay.
I speak before, I wait to be spoken to before I speak, so I'm going to just walk up to the door.
It's a little bit awkward. You do notice that the two rats, like, seem to be just sort of, they're like the worst guards in the world. They're just sort of like paying mind to themselves. And then once you're like clearly there, they're neither of you understand their weird chittering. They're sort of snuffling their noses at you, like looking like they're trying to sniff you out, and basically just waiting.
I will say in Infernal that we are the envoys of Lady Vena.
They clearly do not understand that, and one of them kind of like slaps its tail, and a little like puff of flame off of the end of it comes up.
Just in common.
She spoke in common, didn't she?
I think she
The
did.
guard did, yes. She never actually spoke to she was in that sort of like, I'm too high of station to speak to the guards. But the guard did, you notice, attempted to speak in Abyssal, absolutely butchered it, and then spoke in common.
Gotcha.
Envoys of Lady Vena.
They look at each other, and then one of them like clacks the board up and opens the double doors.
Oh my god, I can't believe we're doing this. I'm immediately scanning the room for Lady Vena.
You walk in to this massive room. If this were an above ground castle, there would be floor to ceiling stained glass windows. Instead, what you see are tapestries. Give me perception checks.
17.
25.
25. Okay. You see tapestries sewn not entirely out of cloth. There are all of these heraldic banners and noble house sigils and things like that that look like they've been ripped from cloaks, from lapels, from all these different sources, maybe a couple like war banners stitched in with what look like the flayed pieces of human faces. And it is floor to ceiling macabre tapestries of both rotting flesh, loosely preserved, but not enough for the stench to not pervade this room, and these heraldic banners. Around the edge of the room is this massive U-shaped table upon which are all of these various foods. It looks like the scene from Hook when they finish imagining the feast before them, and it is just plate upon platter upon cup upon goblet tankard of all of these multicolored, just a glut of gluttony here. Seated all around are various retinues and figures of import. And at the center of the area, there is a much more grisly feast happening, as it looks like remains and various victims are all piled high in the middle, and all of these swarms of rats are just sort of moving hither and yon across the fetid pile there, and just sort of like taking what they want, moving off into the shadows of the corners of the room. A few of the lower station rat folk, like as they are like pouring goblets full, will like walk over, like grab a little like finger and start nibbling it as they move back into the kitchens off to the side to get more stuff to bring back to the various guests here. You see Lady Vena immediately off to your left. She is seated with both of her retinue, the early portion of her retinue apparently, along with that box being nearby. It is resting just behind her. You see a couple of other people, mostly rat folk. They just seem to be of higher station. They got a little bit more armor or a little bit more like zhuv in their outfits, but there's also 3 other very noticeable parties seated at the tables. There is a man leaning back in a chair with sort of samurai-style robes left mostly open on his chest, which is riddled with scars. He has earrings dotting one of his ears and a little bit of like a headscarf wrapped around his head that looks a little bit lumpy. I would say that Reaper, you notice with that high perception check, you would definitely recognize the faint bit of like horn protruding underneath the head wrap. This looks like a tiefling who is sort of masking a little bit of that lineage. Could easily blend in for straight human. He has a massive sword off to the side of his chair, and he is sort of surrounded by this little retinue of lesser humans, very painted up woman that is next to him, who is very delicately dining alongside him. There is a huge, what looks like a hog man thing. It's like if a satyr was bloated and blended with a hippopotamus and had these tiny, like cherubim little wings hanging limply off of his shoulders, that is just shoving a hand onto the table and foisting an entire hog with apple in mouth into his gullet and eating it, surrounded by various toad-looking creatures that are all just sort of like slavering over food and chatting amongst themselves in that weird abyssal tongue. There is then a drow party, 2 drow, both female, sitting at the table, very delicately dining. One of them looks a little bit more charismatic, a little more talkative. She's talking with one of the weird, like, spined creatures that is sitting next to that giant, weird, gluttonous creature. The other one is absolute, like, stoic poise and is doing nothing. Like, doesn't even, if she sees you, she does not remark as to your presence. She is just very gingerly taking small bites of bread. Behind them is this, what looks like if you interpreted the name wolf spider far too literally. It is elven ears, a wolf face coming down into like a slavering, drooling point with 4 arms that are like hulked up and white fur bristling all around its mane. This huge creature just sort of just hulking behind the 2 drow. There are also a couple of male drow, but they're all standing at the back of the room next to the wall with crossbows, not held, but just at rest. And then there's Lady Vena, who has apparently put 2 seats open next to her.
I guess we will go to our seats.
There is one more figure I forgot to mention. How could I forget? The person at the head table. I will post a picture in chat. I am sorry to stream that you do not get to see this picture.
We also don't linger in a door to catch even though you've obviously this
yes,
is
this
you're
narration is
narrating.
in the blink of seconds. Yes.
Yes, we do not linger at a door. Ooh.
You see a rather large rat folk with a squashed nose. The muzzle is not very long. The teeth are gold plated with long taloned fingers grasping a long pipe that is emitting this jade smoke spiraling away. The pipe looks to be made of black glass. There are skulls and gold jewelry adorning all over her, and she is this sort of like queen sitting court, just sort of occupying every bit of her throne with a long tail that you could see like little bits of green smoke coming up from, as that tail has the same green fire at its tip as the guards that were outside.
Make it over to Lady Vena and I bow and then I sit down.
Yeah, and I'll do the same.
She has her hands still hidden away, clasped in front of her with her sleeves, and gives a slight bow, and then you are free to sit. Among all of the things that are sitting here, the only things that seem to make note of your arrival are the human tiefling swordsman, who gives particularly Rift a strong once-over. And also, obviously, the massive rat queen up at the front, who watches both of you like come in, taking a slow draw from her pipe, and then blowing a green fog cloud towards you.
Do I see when we were taking the room and the two that we followed?
You do. They are seated at one of those various positions around. They are at the tables. They are not in the lower class rat pit.
Okay. I'm gonna try to sit in a way that they can't. They'll have a hard time seeing me unless they're like okay, leaning in to look.
I'll say this. Give me an insight check.
They probably already saw me.
Say they probably saw us, but I'm not in a good enough station to say something.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. At this distance, you notice that they are not just seated there; they're at the head table. But both of them
saw us.
Both of them look like they are trying not to be seen. Both of them look like they're like being disciplined, and they're sitting in front of full plates and are barely touching their food. And you can see like these occasional glances out of the corner of her eyes from that big main queen rat. But one of them doesn't notice y'all. The other one like clearly spots you and like gives a little elbow to the other one. They both go back to like looking down at their plates and trying to be on their best behavior.
Okay.
So I get the situation is if I don't say anything, you're not gonna say anything.
You get the situation is that they look like they're in trouble and are trying to keep a low profile, so they're not exactly gonna start announcing that they potentially like tried to kill off some of their queen's guests. Like they don't know that you're not supposed to be there at this point, so they're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh my god, yes,
Okay.
I didn't even think about that. I was thinking that they were like they didn't want to let people know that we followed them here.
That could also be going in their minds. Like they don't know what the calculus is right now, and right now they're hiding in that ambiguity. Very comfortable to not say a word.
I love that so much.
Okay.
Holy moly.
All right.
Is everyone having like conversations or is it silent right now?
No, there is idle chit chat happening all around.
Okay.
The only ones, the most silent section appears to be the one that you have sat in, with Lady Vena just continuing to eat and not saying anything.
Then I'm not gonna say anything either.
Yeah. Is everyone eating?
Everyone is eating, yes.
Okay, everyone's eating. All right, we're gonna have to eat a little bit to look like we're fitting in here.
And the food, I'll say the food in front of you looks like normal opulent food. It looks like the things that you are being served are of what you would like to eat as like humanoids. The table with the clearly extra planar weird creatures is getting some wild stuff on their dishes along with some more normal fare. But yeah, you are getting, you know, breads and soups and turkey legs and things like that.
All right. That could be managed. I thought that in front of us was a pile of food with rats scattering all over it. We just needed to dig in between the rats. That's what I had pictured.
There's a non-zero amount of rats occasionally scampering across things, but you're noticing like they're almost there to serve, like they're pushing like flatware closer to you with their snoots and then like jumping off of the table and going to like feast on that corpulent pile of mess. And you're noticing as soon as you get to the tables, the smell of the rotted banners as well as the smell of the middle of this area lessens severely. There are candles burning nearby that seem to have a level of perfume that's helping that situation.
Okay. Interesting. Gosh. What are we doing?
After a few more beats of silence, Lady Vena says, as she is very delicately bringing some sashimi to her mouth, "What was the delay in arriving?"
Got caught up. I do apologize.
Caught up doing what, I ask?
Is anyone else listening?
The two guards that were in her normal retinue, you would imagine are listening, but there's enough chatter around that like low talking volume, no one's necessarily going to overhear you unless they are very specifically trying to.
Following the two seated on the sorceress's table. What is it? The sorceress? Yeah. Empress. The Empress's table. And I look over to them slightly, and I can see where they are, so I let her know where she's, where the, you know, once it does.
She follows your eye line, but does not look herself. She gives a little nod and then continues eating. Was there something you were hoping to accomplish?
Mostly just to survive, but catching your eye had me curious. I thank you for letting us join you. Really.
Don't thank me yet. We don't know if satisfaction's going to bring this cat back.
Yes, I guess we'll see. Please, if you have any other questions, ask. I am in debt to you right now.
Whose banner do you fly?
Do you know what was Grimma's last name?
Banesalt.
Banesalt.
Let's see.
I do say Duragar. Like, yeah.
I don't.
That could easily be your banner. He's just a friend, really.
She finally gives a look over to you and is looking for any signs of holy symbols, any signs of sort of like clear associations. Does she find anything? Do you bear any holy symbols of anyone?
I do.
You do, yes. What are your holy symbols?
Wall Street. So probably on her armor, like right here, is the circular tempest.
She makes note of it and moves back to not looking at you. What are your feelings about demons?
Curiosity, intrigue. I'm always looking to learn more. Wait, what was my title again?
You are the Undying Master.
Have you ever heard of the... Oh, this would be dangerous. Undying Master?
She pauses, sort of before the next bite gets to her lips. Yes. And then continues eating. I'd heard from a friend something happened.
Mm-hmm.
That the new master was out and about. Decided not to keep the old trimmings.
That is correct. What is this news to you?
I don't know yet.
This is a good sign, I think. So far, anyway.
Depends. Were those two we found in the well your old friends? And she makes a very direct eye contact with you when she says that.
They're alive?
I didn't say that.
They
At that
were.
moment, there is a heavy clattering of cups over at the high table. You can see one of those, like, green flame-tailed rats with the executioner's hoods on is, like, clattering a thigh bone against this giant golden goblet. The main queen rat, who you have inferred is the Shadow Empress, stands. It is so good to see all of you once more in my hall. Please, let us have the presentation of gifts. I tire of food with no accompaniments. And she takes a seat back down. The Lady Vena has not broken eye contact with you this entire time.
Was coming here a mistake?
I don't know.
Or... I'm a powerful companion.
Sometimes evil's done for good reasons. Can I safely assume that's you?
You'd be correct, absolutely.
Rift, only you hear that laugh.
I hate it. Shiver. Lady Vena, I would never assume one would need someone such as myself, but I can prove to be useful. I'm here for a reason, and I hope that I do get to be of more use to you than just this dinner.
Your allegiances will be tested. If you're not willing for that test, leave before my gift is shown.
Allegiances to who?
To reality. And she quickly turns away because you see one of the drow has come over and is sort of making the rounds and is offering a small little gift in a black trimmed with silver container. Opens and it looks to be some sort of elaborate spice from the Underdark. Lady Vena bows deeply and the little gift is left there. And you can see the same is happening to all of the various primary parties, the other three, as well as a larger sort of offering in the center towards the Shadow Empress made by the Drow party. This proceeds in order with each of them giving their gifts. For everyone else, this is somewhat of a banal ritual of decadence, this offering of things to the Shadow Empress. For you, there is this sense of a timer ticking away because it's going to be Lady Vena's turn at some point. What are you two thinking? I would say, Reaper, you were able to hear that conversation. You heard both sides of that.
She said to leave?
She said if you are not willing to have your allegiances tested, to leave before her gift was given.
I know that Reaper's religious. Do we need to get out of here?
Do you? I don't really have any allegiance except to my own god.
Are you going to be able to prove an allegiance here? You're going to need to.
I think we need to see this through.
Yeah.
Whatever happens.
Okay, we're in this then.
The tiefling, in somewhat loose disguise as a human, completes his offering towards the queen. You can see that passed around are these very ornate daggers to each of the parties. And so the swordsman Takudachi returns to his seat. Then it is Lady Vena's turn. Lady Vena gets up and, escorted by her two guards, she also hands a small package, or actually one of the guards hands each of you a package, and has you go towards one of the other situations.
Yes, I want to go towards the tiefling, please.
You go towards the tiefling?
I think he liked me.
I'll go towards the drow.
The drow? Okay. So the other guard that is not following Lady Vena goes towards the big, weird, pig tusk hippopotamus thing, who's currently looks like he is eating an entire cow bit by bit, along with his retinue. The packages you have are these small little coffers that look like an elaborate piece of jewelry case for like a bangle or something. As they are handed to you, the guards that are handing them to you say, "Put it on." Not right away. And like, they're like, oh. They clearly are like, both of them you can see at like just a quick glance have like this little bit of perspiration on their skin. Like they're very much sweating what is about to happen.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now I'm holding this.
You are holding.
Ready to...
It's like the Zales ads with like a little like long box that opens and it's like a little bracelet inside.
Okay.
So you've been told to put it on, but not when.
All right,
Can
waiting
I
some sort of
keep an Can I keep an eye on the one closest to me to see if he when they put it on? So that I can follow their lead?
The other armored guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can absolutely keep a bead on him. You go over to each of your appointed stations to hand out your gifts. Are you saying anything? How are you interacting with them as you go over there?
Did we see the other ones as they were giving their gifts say anything as they walked over to Lady Vena?
The most that they said was on behalf of Mistress Wren for the drow, on behalf of Gobuk the Everlasting, the ongoing hunger, the gluttonous one, he with many wings and more mouths, was the long, overwinded title for the other guy, and from Shogun Takudachi was the other guy.
Yeah.
So it was just a very simple moniker presentation.
Yeah.
I'll just follow
Lady Vena.
Takudachi when you present it, he like looks at the thing and then like looks back up at you. I haven't seen you before. You look like you're good in a fight.
Would you like to try it out sometime? And I wink at him.
I absolutely would. After
And
all of
I'm
this,
not-
let's ask the
I'm
queen
not
if
like
she wants to
letting
see
go
a
of the
display.
box either.
Yeah. And let me. Ooh, I need to look at her stat block now because things are happening. Ooh, she's good. Okay. I want both of you to make deception checks.
Okay, deception is.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. What is it? 16.
11.
She get a natural 20.
No, but she does have a +10 to insight.
I mean, we didn't lie.
You didn't lie, no, but I would say out of the corner of your eye, Reaper, because you are the most perceptive, you were keeping an eye on that other guard, and that other guard you can see is also like kind of like side-eyeing the Shadow Empress, and Lady Vena and the other guard go up to present the box, and Lady Vena says, "A beauteous object to adorn your hall, yet one that pales in comparison to its owner. I bequeath to you a gift on behalf of those in North seeking to spread your influence." The main guard goes to begin opening the box. There is just a little tassel at the front that he is going to pull. Hold on. I don't think we've been properly introduced to all of you before. It is customary for new guests to have a sip of wine with me. Takudachi is reaching for the little box that you're presenting him.
I snap it shut, and and then I turn to the Empress, and I like give her, because obviously she's the most important, so I bow deeply to her.
He like gets up and you hear that little like of a chair being scooted out, and he's like, "Give me my thing!" What? And he's like looking at her, and she's just making like direct.
You not wait for the Empress.
She is just
Be
making
patient.
direct, menacing eye contact with Lady Vena. I'd be happy to. And she starts coming forward. All of you are new, are you not? Certainly, she says, and like, sort of like head nods at all of you to like go towards the head table.
Moving towards the head table.
Getting closer, you can now sense the, like normally you would have to use a divine sense rift.
Okay.
There is a deep stench of evil to this creature. She is sort of towering over you at about 10 feet tall, a massive frame of sort of matted gray and silver fur beneath her rather resplendent ornaments. It's sort of villainy dressed up in decadence. And there is already one of those rats pouring little goblets of wine out of a pitch black bottle, and is a deep red. And the goblets are passed out to each of you. To a long and fruitful relationship, I hope. Vena takes hers. Y'all are drinking?
Yeah, drinking.
Give me Constitution saving throws.
You got a +3 on your save, don't worry, and so does Lady Vena.
Yep.
Okay, sweet.
Oh my god, they got a 19! Okay, what's con saving? Oh, 25, 6, 7, 8. 28.
17.
17. You got 28 on the con save? Jesus.
Damn.
Alrighty. Good to know. What did you get, Reaper?
17.
Okay. You drink deep, and there is this like sense of toxicity to the soul. This is You, Rift, you are keenly aware this is not a disease or a poison you are fighting off. This is something much darker. But you finish the drink, place the goblet, and Reaper, you can't help but like choke on it a little bit as it's going down, and you hear both Lady Vena and one of her guards also give like a little like stomach retch. Lady Vena's stoic composure remains, but you can like hear that like inside problems happening as she places the goblet back down.
A good vintage, isn't it?
Yes, it's very good. Thank you.
Proceed.
And you all go back to your spots.
I take my time
You
now.
take
this
your time,
time.
yeah.
Obviously, I'm not rushing over there. This fucking must rush over there. last
Takadachi's
time.
over there, just like fidget spinnering the little like bit of his sword that like clicks in and out, and is just very hastily waiting. You hear Reaper specifically. You hear just this little bit of like, just go for it, from Vena to the other guard, and the other guard very quickly in a flash starts moving.
I knew it!
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Ooh, it is tense.
So tense. What have we done? Oh no. Okay, cool. There we go. My rolls fixed themselves today with my -1 from earlier and my 5 initiative.
Amazing.
7.
Yay.
All right, Reaper is 7.
It makes sense seeing as we have no idea what's going on.
I have, yeah.
Rift, what are you at?
5.
Oh god. Okay, it's good that I rolled what I did for the guard, who's also a 5. And that's the one that's pulling the tassel. So we're gonna have to survive an initiative order. Let's see here. Vena got a dirty 20.
Not everyone knows what's going on though.
Not everyone knows what's going on per se. There's just a level of something's fucky awareness. So guard 1 got that. Let's see here. I will say, spoiler alert, everyone that's not the Shadow Empress and you guys is basically having a surprise round right now. They're kind of caught off guard. They don't really know what's going on. This is just all presentory stuff to them.
Yeah.
Let's see what she rolls for initiative. Okay. Oh my god, her initiative modifier is insane. Okay.
She gonna kill us.
I rolled bad and I was like, oh darn it, she's not gonna get to go before then. And then I looked at the modifier and I was like, nah, okay. Alrighty. It is, I'm gonna say that, by the way, protection from evil and good is still up. I was very much laughing to myself when you were boohooing. They're like, oh, it's only from those kinds of creatures, when almost literally every creature in here is a fucking fiend. Like, just all of them. So many.
I didn't know until we went to the room.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. This is so good. Alrighty. Oh, gosh. Okay. First, it is Vena up. Vena immediately pulls off the kimono and slaps on a bracelet. You see she is already wearing one of those bracelets underneath the kimono, and she takes out 3 daggers and quickly throws them towards the 3 other parties. And you can see the daggers land these little bits of paper with symbols written on them. These huge explosions go off, and those areas are drowned out in these like massive fog clouds that no one is seeing in or out of those for the time being. Now do it! Then it goes to guard number 1. Guard number 1 is the one on the box, and the guard like grabs the tassel, pulls it around his wrist, and is just like looking around at everyone like, they don't have the bracelets on. Shit. So So he's holding an action to pop this shit off. It is now the Shadow Empress's turn. Demon Lady Chitterick. She is going to. Oh, what does she want to do? Oh God, that's right. I need to look at what the spell does. Oh my God. How much health do y'all have?
I have 29 hit points.
26.
26. Alrighty. Oh,
I should have done
Lord.
some lay on hands on myself. Why didn't I do that?
Amazing. She is going to, you can see her like take this huge puff out of the black glass pipe and like blows this smoke that starts to materialize into daggers as it flies forward towards Lady Vena. And I'm going to look at the other spell. Oh God, I spelled it wrong. She is going to make a save. It's a natural 20.
+3?
It's
okay, cool.
You're not actually
Okay.
close enough to her. You're not within 10 feet of her to be able to give her the bonus. It is a natural 20. So she is able to evasion her way out of the Cloud of Daggers spell as these daggers just like. I'm gonna say that it is close enough to that one guard that he's got to do. He does not do it. That is going to be a couple D4 of damage for our little guard friend. It takes 15 points of damage and is almost down from that. From the daggers just like slicing through his arm. He's holding it there to like make sure that he's ready to rip the tassel.
Clever.
And you see her with her long talons like do these little symbols through the air, and 3 motes of green flame appear in the air, and she shoots them out towards each of you. 1 towards the guard that wasn't hit, 1 towards you, and 1 towards a Reaper.
Okay, that's good.
Alrighty. This is towards Reaper. That is a dirty 20.
Yep.
Towards Rift, also a dirty 20. And towards the other guard, a 26 to hit. Let's see here, Reaper. Oh my gosh. 11 is 19 points of necrotic damage.
Jesus.
Mm. She does have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. So Rift, I would have had disadvantage on that attack roll against you.
Oh.
It's higher.
Oh no.
Okay. God damn it.
So you still take the, what did I say, 18 or 19 something points
19.
of necrotic? 19 points of necrotic for Reaper. For Rift, much less mean. My d8s were not as spicy. 9 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And for the guard, ooh, even kinder, only 5 points of necrotic damage for the guard.
Oh my gosh.
As these impacts of flame into your bodies.
Hearty ones.
And she is starting to like clamber, like all pretense of like nobility to her is gone, and she starts clambering over the table just like this massive sewer rat, just like going right up to Lady Vena. That is the end of her turn, however. That is going to go to Reaper. Is your turn.
Hey, I'm definitely gonna put the thing on.
Okay. You slap the bracelet on. That's just an item interaction or an object interaction, so you get that with your movement.
Okay. And then I will
And then Rift, you are going to be
okay,
up next.
yeah, I will channel no. To heal.
So many options. What you gonna do?
Yeah, because I don't want to fucking die. Okay, yeah. I will. Oh, I forgot. I have a greater potion of healing. I will take that.
Nice. Yeah, so bonus action, you can take that healing potion.
Sweet. So that is a 4d4. 16. And then I will... You know what? I will cast blindness, deafness on the Empress.
On the Empress. Love it. Okay.
And I'm going to try to blind her.
Okay. Alrighty. Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
A 25.
Fuck.
I think she saves.
There is this blackness that goes over her eyes and then just like shrinks to her pupils in these giant red orbs that stare at you.
Oh, I still see you, little one.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else for your turn?
I don't think I can do anything. I will move into some of the smoke to try to
Obscure yourself a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. When you do, at the end of your turn, she is going to use a legendary action and like give me a dexterity saving throw.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You feel this like bump as one of your feet like almost comes out from underneath you as a massive rat like scribbles along and tries to knock you prone. But you avoid it. That was her legendary action at the end of your turn. I will also now catch up on a lair action that I missed. The giant pile of corpses and just pieces of things that were being eaten by those rats. There is like noticeable odor lines like wafting off of that thing. The odor intensifies, those perfume candles diminish. I need everyone to make a constitution saving throw.
Ooh. 17.
Okay.
14.
14. Nice. Lady Vena and one of the guards passes. The other guard starts like immediately like vomiting into his helmet and like holds it with the greaves and it's just like, no, that was a bad idea. You are, Rift, you are poisoned until the end of your next turn. Or sorry, until the next round. I forget the phrasing. So that was that. Rift, it is your turn.
I'm going to... Did you heal yourself a little bit?
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to just lay on hands. I'm only going to use... I can't... Sorry, I'm just going to double check my name. I'm leading myself 5, so I'm going to use 20 lay on hands as an action. And then I slap the bracelet on.
Okay. Slapping the bracelet on.
Yeah.
Healing yourself a little bit. End of your turn. She is going
And
to
the held action now will go, right?
Not yet. Because it's a legendary action before then. She, the Shadow Empress, is going to do a soul bite attack against Lady Vena. That is a 27 to hit. This is... Let's see here. That many. Plus... that many. Oh, man. Sometimes my dice are just so underwhelming. She takes a total of 15 damage. 12 of it was piercing, and 3 of it was necrotic as these golden incisors sink into her shoulder. But you can see she dodges out of the way and pulls herself away. It's only taking a little bit of the leather armor. She's using an uncanny dodge reaction to have that to 7.
Do it now, damn it!
And the last guard slaps his bracelet on like a 90s style slap wristlet, and the guard that is like just withstanding this shredding cloud of daggers yanks on the tassel. Really quick, make a religion check for me.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
4.
4. Reaper, you see something you have heard about in very closed circles. The box pulls open. Within is this elaborate, like funerary jar that looks about as tall as you are. All over it are these intricately inscribed cuneiform celestial phrases and bits of magic embraced by arcane symbols threaded throughout. There are weavings of dragon figurines and angels and demons. It is depicting a battle for the soul of the world. And throughout it are 7 giant glyphs molded into it in this heavy, dark ceramic that is threaded through with true silver. This is a 7-demon jar. This is an extraplanar prison that is used to capture, torment, and eventually systematically execute extraplanar beings created by those few who are willing to do what is needed to do to protect the material plane. As he rips the cord, undoing the box and revealing the jar, you see the Shadow Empress. No! The whole room is enveloped in purple light. It pushes away those fog clouds, and you can see bindings of chains riddling themselves up the Shadow Empress's form, up the form of Takudachi, up the form of the other drow that was sitting next to the main drow, and that weird creature behind her. It riddles its way up the massive pig beast with the tiny wings, and you see all of your bracelets glow blue, and there is a small symbol that catches your eye that looks like a twig with no leaves and 3 little offshoot branches. There is then the unsettling feeling of everything tipping out from underneath you. You are reeling through space and time as all of you, the demons in this room, you, Lady Vena, and the 2 guards, are sucked into the jar. I would like somebody to roll me a dice, but I need to figure out which dice you are rolling. I would like... Who would like to roll me a d6?
I will.
You got this.
I'm scared. 3.
3. Okay. Roll me a d8.
6.
6. When you come to, you are on your backs. Mist encircles the canopy of a dark evergreen forest that sways above your heads. Sitting up a little bit away, you can see that there's a dark spot where it looks like a jagged crevasse has been cut through the floor of this forest. And a little bit further towards what looks like a hill, kind of crawling upwards, you see the faint outlines of an old rotted wood building. What do you do?
We see Lady Lady
You don't
Vena?
see You don't see Lady Vena. You don't see the guards.
Do we see any of the other people that got pulled in? Like any of the... No, none at all.
You do not.
I turn to my skull friend. I move my cloak out of the way. You wouldn't happen to know where we are or what that rip is, would you?
The archivist babbles into your head.
That's lost. Places lost.
Good. We're lost. My mobile phone's flat, broken. I seem to have fell on it.
Can I look around and use Eyes of the Grave? As an action, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover and isn't protected from divination magic until the end of your next round.
Eyes of the Grave reveals no undead. Yeah, I'll say the archivist doesn't count because he's a magic item. You maybe get a little bit of a flavor glimmer off of the archivist, but you don't see
From
any
me
undead.
as the undying master.
You don't see anything from Rift. Rift
Okay,
is not
good.
undead.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I was wondering then.
Mm-hmm.
Anything coming off of me? Shall we rest in that building?
I think that's our best bet right now.
Okay.
As we walk, can I cast level 1 Cure Wounds on myself?
Sure.
And Rift.
Yeah.
11 for me. And that's 13 for Rift.
Oh, thank you. Awesome. I'm feeling much better now. Could I? How far of a walk is the thing to me?
The church?
Yeah.
Maybe 80 yards.
Could I concentrate on a spell? Oh, it's a constant. Never mind. I thought
Okay.
it took 10 minutes to cast, but it's an action and it's a concentration for 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
We're going to rest now, so fuck it. I'm going to cast Locate Object, and I want to see if I can picture something that was on Lady Vena.
Okay.
And something that she didn't rip off in the fight.
Right. Yeah. Give me a perception check, or a retroactive perception check to see if you've got anything.
Or even I could go for the bracelet, because then it would at least bring me to... If I thought of bracelet, would it just take me to Reaper's bracelet?
That's what I thought you were gonna do that, so I was double checking the spell. Trying the spell to locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture. I would allow this for you to say that bracelet, like you're picking out that specific one. I would allow you to use that spell in that way, because they are different objects.
The first line says can locate a specific object known to you.
Yes,
as long
and it
as
is
you
known
sit
to
up
you.
close.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I still did a perception was 8.
Okay. The bracelet's your best bet. It was a flurry of action, and you saw the bracelet. You knew that was going on, but...
Cool. I cast it on the bracelet.
Okay. Can you give me another d6, please?
Okay. 3. Oh wait, that's a D4. Sorry, that's
No, that's okay.
It just looked long and it just looks square. A 3.
A 3?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Give me another d8.
5.
5. So, if the church is sort of off north, just like a little bit northeast of you, and like north is like going straight past this little like building there, you immediately get the sense of east.
Okay. Let's rest. Then maybe head east. It wouldn't be east when we get there, but maybe... Oh, no, it'll still be east. It doesn't matter how it works. Just because you're facing a different direction doesn't change the direction.
Does it?
Don't!
I will say it is within 1,000 feet of you.
Okay. Do you want to look for Lady Vena before we rest, or would you like to rest?
That direction, is that where the big crevasse?
You would move past the crevasse. You'd basically be moving between that building and that crevasse. The crevasse would be on your right-hand side. The building would be on your left-hand side. If you were to go due east.
Okay.
The spell up, I guess we could follow it for 10 minutes and see what happens. Who knows if we'll make our way back here.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if we're just going east, if we just turn around and go straight back, we should make it back here.
Mm-hmm.
What do I have? Is there any like trees or things? Rocks?
Tons. Like, you are in the middle of what looks like a very, not to be lazy on description, but very much like the dense, spooky forest. Like, it is very shrouded in mist.
Okay.
It's like, 1,000 feet ahead. If there was not stuff blocking your eye line, you'd theoretically be able to see Lady Vena. Nothing. You've got maybe 100 feet tops of visibility forward before this dense tree line and the mist that's sort of surrounding it cuts everything through. You're just barely able to make out that building and that crevasse nearby. And there is a sense of like moonlight. It feels like that sort of like early night phase of the moon and lighting here, to where it's basically dim lit everywhere, but spotty.
Okay. I picked up those tinker's tools. Would there be like a little like knife in there?
Yeah. Or at the very least, there's a sharp edge. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, something in there. And I'm gonna carve like a circle into the nearest tree.
Okay. Cool.
So that we can get back. And I will do that periodically.
Okay.
That way.
Cool. Give me a survival check.
$19.
19? Nice. You're doing it every so often, making sure to give it a nice carve to where it's recognizable from a distance. Y'all heading east? Moving east, there is that sensation of the hillside off to your left. Continuing, you're sort of arcing around that hillside, and eventually you do see another clearing with a couple of features. There is that hillside off to the left-hand side. There is also a somewhat of a little bit of a less dense patch of trees, and you can see a couple of figures standing about there, or at least one standing, a couple sitting. Off to the right-hand side, there is what looks like it's either like a weird like mountain foot or like a rock tunnel. It almost looks like a lava tube, but maybe it's made of wood. If it's wood, it's this huge tree that has been felled and has landed on its side and created this sort of like obstructing tunnel off that direction. And then a little bit further past that, you can kind of see the trees getting a little bit sparse, but it's a little tough to tell if that's trickery of the light and the mist or not. But you do see a group of people off in this little clearing area.
Is that where the thing is pinging me?
The spell's leading you in their direction.
Okay, cool.
Can we make out any features yet?
Give me your perception checks. And I'll say with disadvantage. Actually, Reaper, we should have been doing a lot of disadvantage because you have an exhaustion point. But yes, with disadvantage because of the dim light.
Oh,
It's okay.
shit, that's right. Oh, sorry.
I don't think it
Completely
impacted
forgot.
I don't think it impacted too much because there were a couple checks that y'all failed anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Am I still poisoned?
The poison, the nausea has left you. The poison's gone. That was only for 1 round.
15.
15? And then Riff, did you want to roll perception or you just rely on Reaper?
I can't. I don't think I could. Is it, how dark is it? It's moonlight,
It's dim.
right?
It's dim light. Yeah, it's effectively dim light.
So, see if the die. No, the dice decide. I did also agree. I can't see much,
Yep.
so I'm pretty much just relying on my spell and following the shadow of the figures.
Sure. Rift, Reaper, you see 2 figures, reasonably armored. One of them standing, and the other one looks a lot like Lady Vena.
Then I'll just kind of nudge Rift and I think we found him.
Good. Let's go.
You got very lucky and rolled for them to be the exact same area, or at least one area away from where y'all were.
It's not too bad.
As you're getting close, the guard that's standing like quickly draws a sword and points at you. Hold up! Who's there?
Can we make ourselves known? I like put my hands up, my
Yeah.
wrist where my bracelet showing.
Yeah, just us from
Us.
earlier.
I don't
Nice.
think we introduced ourselves at all.
No, you
No.
did not.
We didn't.
He sees you and just kind of relaxes a little bit. He's still a little on guard. 'Cause, he doesn't know you that well, but you're at least a familiar face. That isn't actively trying to kill him at the moment. So he relaxes a little bit. You can see that the guard and Lady Vena are both kind of reeling. They are pretty messed up. And even the guard that's standing, he looks to, actually no, the guard that's standing is actually like the most messed up. He is bloody from both the cloud of daggers and also like you could see these sort of like dark veins where whatever that wine was is clearly affecting him.
I am going to bow to Lady Vena and I am going to say, I'm going to hold my hand and I say, may I can help.
No need to bow anymore. The ruse is done. And she gladly takes your hand and like lifts herself up.
Okay. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds for 13.
She appreciates that. She is, looking her over, she is at her max HP, but like is just still clearly feeling it from whatever that wine did.
And can I see whether or not that, does anyone look like they're poisoned or has a disease from that wine? Did anything like that take?
You can make a medicine check.
Can I help
Sure.
or make my own?
Yeah, help or make your own. Up to you.
Make your own. That was awful.
Do you want me to help? I have a +8.
Yeah, you roll.
Okay. 18. With Rift's help, would that be a flat? Okay.
No, you'd be making your
No,
own
just
check at
saving throws.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay. It was an 18 and 17 plus 8, so 25.
Damn. Yeah. This is not a poison or a disease. Your best thinking is this is some kind of curse.
Okay.
And part of what's giving you that insight is that you are feeling a very similar darkness in you, Reaper.
Do I have anything that can help that?
Do you? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my features and traits. I don't think so.
I suppose it's time for proper introductions. I'm actually Vel is my name.
Vel,
You-
it's nice to meet you.
And you
I'm
are
Rift.
Rift.
I'm Reaper of the Waters, but you can just call me Reaper.
What were y'all doing down there anyway?
Well, like Rift said earlier, we were following those two because they threw us in a pit with a lot of really nasty rats.
Yeah.
Did you? What were you chasing after? Why did they throw you in a pit?
We took on a job to get rid of the rats, but I think when we took the job, it actually meant the bigger rats.
That we know that job. That has been a way of culling the herd, so to speak. Any good duels that want to try and make a difference in Wakawa end up dying very quickly.
Well,
we
they
have-
didn't count on us surviving, so
No,
followed them.
Apparently not.
we're not giving them that chance.
And you? I know the outcome, but what brought you there?
This was our plan from the beginning. We finally got this jar working after months of tinkering with it, and Dexter assured me that these wristlets would help, but that landing was still piss poor. We are from a society that does this sort of work. I was hoping it would go a little bit more smoothly, but she knew something was off, and for better or worse, you all are here to help out, so that's good.
I mean, I think it went pretty well in overall of things, you know?
All things considered, could have gone a lot worse.
Yes,
Where are we?
we are in one of the spaces of the jar. These things are engineered to hold demons captive, and so it creates these spaces. They're supposed to be a little bit more advantageous for us, but Dexter clearly hasn't worked out all the kinks.
How do we get out?
We have to kill the demon that's in this area. That should give us access to some of the other hallways here, and we can move between the different regions. He was able to fix up a lot of it, but this one is still broken. We have to cleanse all of the demons in order to get out of here.
Interesting.
Are you actually from North?
I am. Every lie needs a little bit of truth.
Who sent you on this mission?
Myself, our group is a little disparate. Shattered's the wrong word, but we sort of manage ourselves. We do what we think is best within our own abilities.
So are you getting rid of the rats too?
Trying to get rid of one of them, the biggest one. If she falls, that will strike a major blow to the 12 Noroi.
And the rest of the people that got sucked in here? They're just...
That many fewer demons in the world. It's always better.
Interesting. Well, thank you for trusting us.
If I'm honest, I didn't have much of a choice, but you didn't rat me out, so I figured that you were probably okay.
I think we're going to be able to help you here, more than hinder.
Hope so.
I mean, it was just going to be the three of you, wasn't it?
Yes, and we are skilled, but I was not expecting that she would inculcate us like that.
We may have added some extra suspicions to her.
Sorry about that.
It is what it is. Chips fall where they may.
So what happens to the people that were brought in? They have to fight the demon too?
The only ones that would have been brought in, other than us wearing the bracelets, would have been demons. So it's meant to capture hunters and hunted when it goes off.
So we just hope that the demons kill each other?
Each demon gets its own area. That way they can't team up.
Oh, so okay, so
Oh, I
one
see.
demon is in this jar. And there is another demon in the next jar.
If you want to think about it
World.
in jars and jars within jars, it's as helpful a metaphor as I've been able to. Dexter has explained the 5-dimensional tesseract to me several times, and I can't quite get it through my head. So whatever the fuck a hypercube is, we're in one, and we need to move through it carefully.
So the plan was to isolate them in their own jars, and you methodically take them out one by one.
Kill them one by one, yes.
Okay.
Who's in this one, do you know?
No idea. If we had been able to land in the overrooms, we might have been able to do a little bit of reconning first, but clearly this thing is still busted.
We should find somewhere to rest then.
We did find an old abandoned church, looks like. Back this way. I put down a path if we would like to go that way.
Seems as good a place as any. If you lead on.
At least not out in the open.
Yes. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we can lead them back. I will look for my circles.
Sure. You are able to follow them back. You can see they all get up, dust themselves off. Vel is carrying a rapier and a couple more of those daggers and various throwables. Her armor is pretty close to her body. Looks like it's meant to be worn underneath clothing surreptitiously. Even the rapier, there is a sheath, but the blade itself seems to extend and retract so that it can be hidden more easily. The other two are following suit, although one is definitely lagging behind a little bit. Not severely, like distance-wise, just it's tough for him to move.
Does he seem like super injured or?
He is well below half hit points.
All right, I'm gonna use my last first level spell slot for another cure wounds. And that's 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just put my hand on his shoulder. Try to hopefully.
Thanks for
Yeah.
that. That was a
Yeah.
rough landing.
Yeah, no problem. Is that the guy that was in the cloud of daggers?
Yeah, and like you could see like
Yeah.
little cuts and bruises on his forearm start to seal up with the cure wounds.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. That was a rough fight.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to do it again. She's somewhere in here.
Oh. Hopefully when we're all back to maybe not top shape, but close enough.
Let's hope. At least we have numbers on our side. We didn't get split up.
Yeah, I'm glad
He's
we
lucky.
found you so quickly.
I'm Rory, by the way.
Reaper.
Hey, 3 R's.
Arr.
R. You just need a
Deliver.
pirate ship.
Yeah. Yes, please. Let's make camp.
You head back to that old, rotted out building, and it is It is a shelter in the most minimal sense. There is a pretty massive hole in the ceiling. One of the walls is sagging pretty severely. The bell that would have been in the bell tower has like crashed down into the flooring, and you can see it broken away. Mud and bugs have kind of intruded into the area and started rotting out a lot of the floorboards that sag and creak unevenly. There is a ladder that still seems intact and is leading up to the bell tower.
Can I check up where the bell tower is to see if it's in maybe a little better shape?
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
Not 20, but I have disadvantage, so it's an 11.
11. It seems structurally sound. It does not like the bell, the tower itself oddly feels pretty firm. You would not expect that thing to collapse. The rest of the structure, it's a bit of a hodgepodge.
Okay. And then I'll kind of duck my head over to the side and be like, this seems a little better up here if we wanna stay up here. Plus we'll have a eye line
There,
just in case anybody.
it is tiny. It's like room for like one person up there. It's pretty small.
Oh. Well, someone can keep watch up here, I suppose.
That works well enough.
Take watches.
Do either of you feel particularly inclined to be on first watch?
I'm happy to be on first watch. I've got good health right now, so I do need rest, but
I think we
I'll
all
take
do.
rest.
All right. Keep your eyes out for anything that reacts to these bracelets. Maybe we're in an empty one, and we'll already be able to pass through the other passageways. I don't know. We just got here, so.
Okay. Good to know.
So Rift, you are first on watch.
Mm-hmm. Climb up. Get
Give
myself a
me-
comfy spot, a good view.
Give me a perception check.
19.
19. Looking out from the bell tower, it's a weird mix of vertigo because the structure itself feels solid. You're moving around. There's not really any creaking, but it just feels so exposed at the same time. And you're looking out over these trees, and there's this odd sense of liminal distance. No matter how thin the mist seems, no matter how far you think you can see, it feels like you're always seeing the end side of like a snow globe, like your vision is bouncing off of something. You also start to hear oh, it's been quite a while since I've been in one of these.
I'm glad you could come with me.
Well, I follow you everywhere.
Do you?
Will you one of my many eyes?
I wasn't sure we could communicate. I'm glad you are here, though.
Only when I want to. I'm not very chatty.
Hmm. Do you know much about this?
I really enjoyed the last one that came through here. Oh, he really was high on himself. They did pretty well, but he wasn't a good little puppet.
Any tips?
When you find the place of worship, I can give you a gift, but you need to give me a gift.
What do you want?
The people that make these things, they think they're so secure, so safe, but you can't put icons anywhere without thinning the veil. So, I want what I want of all of my followers. Proof.
I'll see what I can do.
Give me something to talk with. It'll make sense when you're there.
Okay.
Have fun sleeping where there are no gods.
Interesting. So I don't even know what to do with that, so I'm just going to contemplate it and my life choices while I sit in the demon bowl.
Did you already give me a perception check? I have forgotten. Sorry.
19.
19.
Yes, 18 plus 1 perception 1. Yes, 19.
Cool. You don't see a creature, but you do see a movement in the trees that doesn't make sense for the wind to be causing. It's giving you a little bit of a hackle raise, but you can't spot anything that's actually specifically jumping out to you.
Cool. I just keep an eye. I am keeping watch, so I keep an eye on that. Every now and again, I'll like put my finger at it and like scan to make sure that it's not like a fucking distraction or something.
Yeah.
Because I want to be on top of it. And then I look back and see if I can catch it again. If not, that's all good. But I do want to just, I'm actively watching, paying attention.
You do that trick once and you don't feel like it's a distraction. You look around, you don't see anything else going off, but then you see no more movement from that spot.
All right. Good to know. I just keep an eye on that spot and in general until I wake up the next person, but I do let them know what I saw so that it's not a surprise or a secret.
Who would be next on watch?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll wake up Reaper next.
Reaper,
I'm still exhausted, yes.
Yes, you are still exhausted, so give me a perception check, but at disadvantage.
Do you want to do last watch so then you're fine?
Yeah.
You still won't remove the exhaustion point until after. Watch doesn't. Yeah.
Doesn't. Damn it. I thought maybe.
And that's okay. 11.
11. Give me a d12.
$11.
You don't see anything. The forest is cold. The mist clings to every surface and actually starts to feel like it's moving in on you. There is an unsettling sense of being watched. You feel a little bit of wet at the nape of your neck. We'll find out what that was next time.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
No.
No! Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us.
So good, Matt. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome to the 7 Demon Jar Dungeon. I'm very excited to be running this one again. It has been quite literally years, and I am brushing off my old notes and doing it again. It's going to be fun. Excited that this went this way. Did not expect it. Very eager to see where it goes, and I hope y'all have fun. I hope you had fun watching, and stick around. We're going to go for a raid, and until next time, we find out what happens in the crazy spooky jar. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and as always, are you ready for more tales?
Always.
Bye-bye, everybody.